you ever wondered why planning is important? Let's talk about it in this video. Welcome back to my channel. In this video we are going to be talking about planning. I have a few points that I want to mention, so stick around if it's something that you are interested in. First of all, what is a plan? Now, when I explain planning and what exactly it is, or what exactly a plan is, I always liken it to you. So we plan our days every single day. When we wake up in the morning, we think about we're going to take a shower, what we're going to eat, how we're going to work, what we're going to do that day. That is all a part of planning. It is literally your daily life and the things that you do in your daily life. And it is the same with project management. You have something that you want to achieve, an end goal, a particular thing you want to introduce, whether that's software, whether that's a new process, it's all an end goal. How you get there are the things that you do, the steps that you take to get to that end goal, and that is what we call our plan. Now, the reasons why we need a plan are pretty simple. Like, how else are you going to get anything done? Again, let's think about our lives. If you think about when you wake up in the morning, if you don't think, okay, what am I going to do first? Brush my teeth, go to the toilet, take a shower. It's all a plan. You might not have written it down. You might not have times and all of those things, but you've planned it out pretty quickly in your head. And that's the same thing that you do when you're creating a project plan. It's all things that you need to do in order to get to an end goal. And the reason that you need it is so that it keeps you on track. It lets everybody know what you're supposed to be achieving. If you don't have a plan, nobody knows what you're doing. Nobody knows how you're going to get there. You can't then update anybody on like where you are in terms of getting that thing actually delivered. So a plan is really important to keep yourself and your team focused on the end goal. To create a plan, you need communication. If you don't have communication, you're not going to be able to create your plan. You need to speak to everybody that's going to be involved in your project. You need to speak to your stakeholders. We'll talk about that more in another video. Everybody that is going to be working on your project and whoever has an interest in your project needs to be involved in the planning, needs to be involved in all the steps that need to be taken, because they are ultimately 9 times out of 10 going to be the people that are going to either manage it once you're done with the project, or they're going to be the one using the new system or process that you are implementing. So it is really important that you speak to people when you're trying to create a plan. What I usually do is create a draft plan. Once I've had all the meetings I need to have all the conversations, I'll put a draft plan together and then I will share that to everyone for comment. Plans are changing documents, so just be mindful of the fact that even though you created it, you probably spent a lot of time creating it, that you do actually need to be fluid. And so projects are things that, you know, throw up different things. You might have resource issues, you might have money issues that may change your plan as you're going along. So be mindful of that, but you do need to have something on paper to begin with so that actually everybody knows what you're doing, everybody knows where you're trying to go, and again, you're able to report on it. So what tools should you use for your plan? So you've got things like MS Project Planner. That is a really good one. If you know how to use Microsoft, it's a really good one. It can be a little bit tricky if you want to do like extra things like adding resources, but as a basic plan, you can use that one. You can also use Monday.com. Again, a really good plan. Good for like if you want to include finances or if you want to include resources as well. And you can also use like a normal spreadsheet. I mean, I tend to do that, to be honest with you. I just create it myself. That way I can manage it myself. I don't really need a lot of help. It's really simple to do. Use a spreadsheet. Now, if you're doing an agile project, again, we'll talk about agile in another video, but just to say that agile projects are more kind of build, test, and they're quite quick. And so you might just have like simple tasks that people need to do, and you just need to lay that out, and you don't need a really detailed plan. And you can use SharePoint Planner for that, and that just literally puts your tasks in, you assign it to somebody, they'll get updates on the task as well. They'll get reminded of when that task is due. It kind of does a lot of the work for you, again, but really good for agile, quick projects that don't require a lot of detail. And those are all my points about planning, how you create a plan, what tools are needed to create your plan as well. Do let me know if there was anything else that you would add in the comments. I hope you have enjoyed this video and it's given you a little bit of insight into project planning. It is really high level, not a lot of detail. So if you want a more detailed video about planning, what to do during the project in regards to your plan, then do let me know in the comments as well, and I can go into more detail about that. But let me know what you thought, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Take care.